BTS News Today. Incheon, South Korea, October 31st, 2025 hours before sunset. The avenues surrounding Incheon's Munhak Stadium were already shimmering with violet light sticks and banners that rippled like waves. By 5 p.m., traffic had slowed to a crawl. Cafes within 2 blocks had switched their playlists to BTS hits, and the air itself seemed charged with reunion night electricity. Inside the 45,000-seat venue, crews were completing last-minute checks for a concert that had begun as a modest solo encore, but had swelled into one of the most anticipated live events of the year, Run Seekjin, EP. Tour Encore, featuring a special stage that no one had expected to witness again. Super Tuna, performed by Jimin, Jungkook, and J-Hope together on one platform. A return months in the making according to Dispatch Korea. The encore was originally planned as a short celebration of Jin's successful post-military fan meeting series. Yet, following weeks of speculation on social media and cryptic emojis exchanged between BTS members on Weverse, HYB confirmed late last week that both Jungkook and J-Hope would appear in support of their brother's stage. Within minutes of the announcement, ticket resale sites crashed, and local news outlets described the demand as comparable to a world tour stop rather than an encore. When gates opened at 6 p.m., armies from more than 30 countries streamed into the stadium, many still wearing Halloween accessories. It feels symbolic that Jin's encore is happening on October 31st, wrote the Korea Herald. It's festive, slightly unpredictable, and perfectly timed for a man whose humor and warmth have always turned ordinary moments into celebrations. Opening atmosphere at precisely 7:03 p.m., the lights dimmed to an ocean of violet. A massive LED screen lit up with the words Run Seekjin, epilogue stage. The first 30 minutes unfolded as a retrospective journey through Jin's solo material. The Astronaut, Moon, and Epiphany, each arranged with full live band instrumentation. His vocals, steadier and deeper than before enlistment, filled the stadium with clarity that many fans described online as reassuringly familiar. Between songs, pre-recorded footage played snippets of behind-the-scenes rehearsals, showing Jin in conversation with J-Hope and Jungkook inside HYB's practice rooms earlier this month. Though the video avoided revealing choreography, its inclusion fueled the audience's anticipation. The whispers that Super Tuna might make a comeback were becoming louder by the minute. The moment the stadium shifted at 8:12 p.m., after Jin bowed and disappeared backstage, the LED screens went black. Then, a cartoon Tuna flickered across the panels, accompanied by a childlike whistle that every army instantly recognized. The roar that followed was seismic. Decibel meters reportedly spiked at over 110 dB, rivaling readings from BTS's 2019 Wembley show. From stage left, J-Hope emerged first, dressed in a loose blue-silver bomber jacket and white cargo pants, holding a mic painted like a fishtail. He grinned, performed a playful shoulder roll, and shouted, "Let's go Seekjin," a clip that would later flood Twitter within seconds. Moments later, Jungkook appeared, hair tied loosely, wearing a cropped denim jacket over a sleeveless tee, his expression both amused and proud. And then, under a spotlight that widened like dawn, Jin re-entered, wearing the same fisherman outfit from the 2021 viral clip, bucket hat, rubber boots, and all. Dispatch later described the crowd's reaction as a mixture of nostalgia and disbelief, a meme reborn as a historic reunion. Super Tuna, reimagined what began as a spontaneous birthday joke in 2021, had now evolved into a fully orchestrated stage number. The 2025 arrangement kept the song's humor but added layers of electric guitar and brass horns, turning it into a funk-pop anthem that could anchor a festival. A team of 10 dancers in shimmering scales joined midway, surrounding Jin as he mimicked casting a fishing line toward the crowd. Jungkook handled harmonies, weaving agile riffs between verses, while J-Hope led short freestyle breaks that transformed the simple choreography into kinetic artistry. Cameras captured the trio moving in perfect synchronization during the chorus, the same playful hook, but now accompanied by high-definition pyrotechnics bursting in tuna-shaped patterns above the main stage. The screen flashed 2025, and for 3.5 minutes, Munhak became a carnival of movement and laughter. In a later article, Yonhap news agency wrote, "Tonight's rendition of Super Tuna was less a parody and more a statement. Humor and artistry can coexist at the highest level of pop performance." Audience reaction fan recordings show rows of armies dancing the casting motion in unison, their chants perfectly timed. Many had printed small cardboard fish or wore headbands shaped like tuna fins. Within an hour, hashtags #SuperTuna2025, #RunSeekJinOncore, and #JinJungkook trended globally, accumulating over 20 million posts on X, formerly Twitter. "I didn't think I'd cry during Super Tuna," one user from the Philippines wrote. "But seeing Jin, Jungkook, and J-Hope laugh together after everything, it felt like the world was right again." Streaming platforms also noticed immediate ripples. Spotify reported a 340% surge in Super Tuna streams within 2 hours of the encore, while YouTube Music highlighted the original 2021 video on its homepage under Back in Trend. Production and visuals. The production design for the encore was supervised by visual director Kim Sang-hoon, known for his work on BTS's Yet to Come in Busan. In an interview with the Korea Times, Kim said the concept was to visualize joy, not perfection. The stage featured 3 moving platforms shaped like waves, LED panels mimicking the glow of an ocean at sunset, and a central pier runway extending into the audience. During the chorus, holographic Tuna appeared to swim above the crowd, synchronized with the beat. Behind the humor, however, the technical precision was remarkable. Lighting cues involved over 1,200 channels, while a 360-degree camera rig captured real-time crowd reactions for live broadcast on Naver Now and HYB's official YouTube stream. Analysts later estimated that the global simultaneous viewership peaked at 6.7 million. HYB's response and media coverage. HYB released an official statement at 11:45 p.m. KST. The Encore EP. Tour Run Sukjin at Munhak Stadium marks a heartfelt celebration of connection among members and fans. "We thank everyone who shared tonight's laughter and music." KBS Entertainment News devoted a 10-minute segment to the performance, calling it a symbolic bridge between Jin's individual chapter and BTS's collective future. Meanwhile, Dispatch uploaded a high-resolution photo series titled "When Tuna Swims Again," highlighting candid frames of the trio bowing after the number, sweat-soaked and smiling. Audience reaction. Every section danced the casting line motion. Hashtags #SuperTuna2025, #RunSeekJinOncore, and #JinJungkook trended globally within 30 minutes, topping 20 million posts. Spotify streams of Super Tuna rose 340% overnight. YouTube Music resurfaced the 2021 clip on its front page. "I didn't think I'd cry during Super Tuna," one fan posted. "But seeing them together again felt like the world fixed itself for 3 minutes." Stage design and production. Visual director Kim Sang-hoon, known from Yet to Come in Busan, described the concept to the Korea Times. "Visualize joy, not perfection." 3 wave-shaped moving platforms surrounded a pier-like runway. LED water reflections shimmered across the audience. During the chorus, holographic Tuna darted above, synchronized with each beat. Technical specs were staggering. 1,200 lighting channels, 360 degrees camera rigs for Naver Now and HYB YouTube live streams. Peak global viewers, 6.7 million. HYB statement and media response. At 11:45 p.m., HYB issued a short press note. The Encore EP. Tour Run Sukjin marks a celebration of connection among members and fans. "We thank everyone who shared tonight's laughter and music." KBS Entertainment News dedicated 10 minutes, calling it a symbolic bridge between Jin's solo era and BTS's next. Dispatch uploaded a photo essay titled "When Tuna Swims Again," capturing the trio bowing mid-smile. Subtle teamwork. Observers noted wordless gestures. Jungkook adjusting Jin's mic pack. J-Hope signaling for extra light during the final chorus. Hankyori critic Park Min-soo summed up, "Jin is the nucleus of warmth, J-Hope the spark of motion, Jungkook the anchor of tone. Their balance is BTS itself. Beyond Super Tuna, the encore stretched another 40 minutes. Jin's Abyss on piano, Jungkook joining for Still With You, J-Hope igniting arson. Lighting morphed from ocean blues to flame reds, renewal in motion. Drones traced Run Seekjin above Incheon's night sky as confetti fell. Global ripple by morning, Rolling Stone UK ran. BTS reunites in laughter and legacy. Billboard wrote, a spontaneous convergence of art, humor, and history. The Associated Press noted it landed almost 3 years after Jin's enlistment, an unplanned anniversary of resilience. HYBE Insight confirmed a 4K recording would enter its permanent archive. Korean Army Base's spontaneous fundraiser raised 300 million Korean wons overnight for the Korea Fishermen's Fund, honoring the song's theme. Economic and cultural impact. Incheon's hotels hit 97% occupancy. Late-night eateries extended hours to 2 a.m. The Incheon Tourism Organization estimated 48 billion Korean wons in local revenue, comparable to an international sports final. Cultural sociologist Lee Hai-rin told the Economic Daily, when humor becomes exportable culture, maturity follows. Super Tuna 2025 is a national artifact disguised as a punchline. The final frame, as screens dimmed, one message lingered. Run Seekjin completed. See you soon. Fans remained, humming the refrain through empty corridors. Outside, dismantling crews worked beneath violet light. The sea breeze carried faint echoes of laughter. A gentle closure to a circle 3 years wide to BY midnight. Naver News ranked Super Tuna Encore #1. Nearby cafes launched novelty tuna latte drinks. TikTok's hashtag Tuna Dance Challenge resurfaced globally. Billboard Asia closed its analysis with one line. The morning after the encore, Munhak surroundings felt like the aftermath of a festival that refused to end. Purple confetti clung to streetlights, and the faint rhythm of Super Tuna echoed from souvenir shops replaying fan-made clips on small monitors. Local vendors reported record sales. Tuna-shaped bread from a nearby bakery sold out before noon, while a pop-up stall labeled Run Seekjin merch reloaded drew lines stretching across 2 intersections. According to the Incheon Tourism Organization, nearly 18,000 international visitors remained in the city through the weekend. It wasn't only a concert, director Yoo Ha-jin told the Korea Herald. It became a short-term cultural residency, fans photographing murals, attending cafe events, spending as if they were on pilgrimage. HYBE's post-event logistics confirmed that the entire Munhak complex would stay open for 2 more days to host an exhibition of the concert stage props, including Jin's original fisherman hat and the holographic projector rig that animated the tuna. Entry reservations filled within 3 hours. Digital aftershock streaming data from HYBE Insight Analytics indicated that the encore triggered an unprecedented surge across all BTS-related media. Within 24 hours, Super Tuna 2025 Encore stage amassed 38 million views on HYBE's YouTube channel. BTS's cumulative Spotify monthly listeners rose by 1.8 million, marking the fastest daily climb of 2025. Weverse engagement jumped 620%, largely through Jin's thank you post reading simply, "We ran well." A Dispatch exclusive analysis noted that Run Seekjin proved how elasticity in BTS's branding still functions, capable of turning a comedic memory into a commercial and emotional peak. Global networks echoed the sentiment. CNN Entertainment's morning segment titled, "From Meme to Monument," praised Jin's unusual mastery of self-parody as pop craftsmanship. Meanwhile, Japan's NHK News 24 framed the event within broader Asia-Pacific soft power influence, stating, "No other act fuses humility and humor at this export scale." Industry repercussions within Korean entertainment circles. The encore prompted discussions about redefining post-military comeback formats. Traditionally, returning idols hold small fan meetings or appear on talk shows. Jin's large-scale encore, with guests and full production, may now serve as a new template. Sports Soul quoted an unnamed HYBE executive. "It wasn't planned as precedent, but the audience response set one." Industry insiders also highlighted the timing. Jin's encore arrived just weeks before BTS's expected group project announcement window. Analysts from Miri Asset Securities commented in their Cultural Index report that Run Suk-jin demonstrates sustained public demand for integrated performances even in member-specific cycles. Stocks for HYB Corporation rose 4.3% on November 1's morning trading. International coverage and cultural commentary across Western outlets. Headlines balanced reverence and surprise. The Guardian called it a 3-minute pop miracle wrapped in rubber boots. Variety described it as a case study in how levity becomes legacy. Billboard Global updated its online editorial with behind-the-scenes stills courtesy of Yonhap news photographers. Music journalist Alex Chung wrote in Rolling Stone Asia. Jin reframed irony as sincerity. Jungkook's effortless stage fluency and J-Hope's kinetic punctuation completed a triad of artistic trust rarely seen after a decade in global pop. The sight of 45,000 people dancing to a song born from a joke is the 2025 definition of catharsis. Academic and cultural perspectives within hours, cultural think tanks began dissecting the phenomenon. Seoul National University's Center for Popular Music released a paper titled Playfulness as Cultural Continuity. Case Study Super Tuna 2025, arguing that Jin's self-referential humor functioned as emotional glue, bridging the group's collective and individual eras. Professor Han Ji-yeon of Yonsei University observed, "For years, pop idols have pursued gravitas. Jin reminds us that joy is equally serious work." The National Folk Museum even announced plans to feature the Super Tuna costume series in its winter exhibition under the theme Contemporary Rituals of Festivity. Voices from the stadium, although the event avoided direct on-stage dialogue. The following morning's fan community transcripts painted vivid microportraits. One Indonesian fan recalled how, at the last chorus, people started crying while laughing because we finally saw them carefree again. A volunteer paramedic told JTBC News, "No incidents. Only happy exhaustion. The loudest moment wasn't fireworks, it was laughter." Across Korean SNS, short vertical clips of Jungkook's shoulder shuffle and J-Hope's mock fishing pose gained over 80 million combined views within a day. TikTok's algorithm labeled the trend Tuna Step. The city's nightlife revival that evening, Incheon's nightlife blossomed under the encore's afterglow. Bars offered purple mocktails. Street performers played acoustic versions of The Astronaut and Super Tuna interchangeably. Taxi drivers reported riders singing along en route to hotels. "It's like a festival didn't end," one told MBC News desk. The local government capitalized quickly, announcing Run Suk-jin Week, a temporary tourism program combining concert photo zones and ocean cleanup volunteer drives sponsored by HYB and the Fisheries Ministry. Official statements confirmed that part of Jin's proceeds had been donated toward marine life preservation. Economic echo and brand response. By November 2nd, tuna-related consumer products flooded online markets. Plushies, phone cases, even limited edition soda cans labeled Tachumchi Edition. Corporate collaborations emerged overnight. Latte Mart teased a tuna snack series, approved by Army. Social media analysis firm Pulse Trend Data reported that mentions of tuna in Korean search engines rose 1,200% compared with the same week in 2024, a marketing professor Seo Daeon told the Jungong Daily. This is economic alchemy, transforming a novelty track into sustained multi-sector activity. Few global acts achieve this magnitude without releasing new music. Human Moments backstage photos released by Dispatch HD later that night depicted quieter scenes. Jin leaning against a stage crate, laughing with crew. J-Hope clasping Jungkook's shoulder near the exit ramp. The images, taken moments after final bows, revealed unguarded fatigue and satisfaction. Professionals exhaling after orchestrating history. Sound engineer Choi Min-guk wrote in an Instagram caption, "Since widely cited by Korea Times, it wasn't rehearsed joy, it was earned joy. The decibel meter couldn't measure that." Media ethics and transparency. Notably, local press praised HYB's transparency throughout preparation. Hankyoung Culture remarked, "No artificial secrecy, just professional pacing." The company's open collaboration with municipal authorities ensured crowd control efficiency and accessibility features for disabled attendees, earning commendation from the Korean Concert Safety Council. Environmental groups also lauded the event's eco-protocol, recycled confetti, paper-free ticketing, and carbon offset transport. Seoul Green Journal concluded, Run Sukjin achieved sustainability without diminishing spectacle. Toward the future, speculation now centers on what follows. Insiders hint that portions of the encore footage may appear in a forthcoming BTS documentary slated for early 2026. JTBC Entertainment cited unnamed staff confirming that editing sessions already began. Meanwhile, fans anticipate a possible digital single release of the Super Tuna 2025 live version, though HYB has not confirmed. Analyst Chun Woo-sung summarized in Billboard Korea, whether or not a single drops, the cultural output is complete. The encore reaffirmed collective readiness for humor, for return, for another chapter. Closing reflection as the week ended, Incheon quieted. The banners came down, trains resumed ordinary schedules. Yet traces of violet glitter persisted in gutters and cafe corners. Evidence of an evening when music and mischief briefly synchronized as City Point 3 performers, Jin, Jungkook, and J-Hope, had transformed a viral birthday melody into an international headline, reasserting that sincerity need not be solemn. In the language of headlines, Run Sukjin is over. In the rhythm of fans still humming Super Tuna, it never quite ends.
I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling